Come on, we got Stunticons to pound.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the brand new Transformers Age of Primes Aerialbot Slingshot. And this being the second entry into the Aerialbots besides the first one being Air Raid, I feel like Hasbro has started off really strong with this entry. I'm so glad to have 2 out of the 5 to complete Superion. By the end of this year we'll probably have Superion near enough completed by the release of the last one. I forgot what his name was. It was a commander class. But anyways, moving on to the figure and the packaging. The packaging looks very lovely, and in this review we're going to be taking a look at the figure, why you should buy him, and get your copy at Target, Amazon, Walmart, etc. So without further ado, let's get started with the packaging. The packaging here looks very nice. We have a nice CG render of the robot mode and the jet form, Transformers Age of Primes, Slingshot, Hasbro Transformers in 17 steps, 2 out of 5 to complete Superion. Right here we have the name, Age of Primes. We have some lovely product shots in the back. Right here we get him in robot form and in jet form, and I really do like these product shots. They give a lot of light to this figure, and I do like the artwork we get of the different Prime logos. And right here we have some other Primes. I believe this is Prime, Vector Prime, and obviously Alpha Trion, till all are one, it says at the top. And right here he is the deluxe class. If you want to scan the barcode, go ahead and do so. So I'll just leave it right there for a quick second if you want to scan it. But anyways, yeah, so with that being said and done, let's take a look at the figure inside the packaging. Now the figure itself looks very lovely. Right here I put in the Optimus Prime background because the white background does make this guy kind of hard to find. But overall here is how the figure looks. As far as the figure looks, I feel like this figure looks very wonderful. I really love the details that we get throughout the entire body, as well as the arms, legs, chest, and even the back region. The back region literally has no kibble except for this piece, mostly due to transformation, but I don't really mind all that much. It looks very lovely, very clean. This guy looks very skinny and looks like he can't even transform, but yet he does. I really do like the interior design of this. It looks kind of ugly, but at times it does somewhat look alright. I do like the paint region that we get for the wings and the cockpit, and the nose cone of the figure itself looks very lovely, as well as the Autobot logo right there, smack dab. I also do like the sculpt work on the weapon accessory itself. They are 2 dual pistols, so if you just gets kind of stuck in there, but you could get both of these, and then they look really cool. And I really do like how they look like. I think they are Blastific compatible, but for certain Blastifics. As far as his articulation goes, he does have a nice amount of articulation. First off, the head is on a ball joint, so you can look up, down, tilt side to side, and do a full 360 if you wanted to. His shoulders are on like this shoulder slash hinge joint, and then this hinge joint as well. So there's double hinge joints right here, mostly due to transformation. Unfortunately, this guy can't really move the arm back or forth like other figures because he doesn't have a ball joint, but he does have this bicep swivel over here, so you can do a full 360, and you could bend more than 180 degrees around the elbow, mostly due to transformation. He does have a race swivel, looks very lovely. He does have a leg rotation. He could do the splits, kick up to this far and back to that far. He does have a rounding 90-degree bend at the knee, and he does have an ankle pivot, ankle rocker. I'm not so sure what it's called, but he does have all the basic articulation needs that most figures nowadays have, being those main ones that were just listed. Unfortunately, the arms can't really move that much. They could just move up and down, but it's not that much of a big deal, as I really do like how this guy poses. Even with the articulation restraint on the arm, he does pose really well. As far as Slingshot compares next to Air Raid, they are around the same size. In fact, Air Raid is only bigger due to the nose cone of the jet form, but we can see overall the similar designs that the Aerialbots do share. However, you may think that these guys are the same, but however, they are completely different sculpts and they're different molds. They do not borrow anything from each other, probably barely anything in the transformation, but they still are different, and I really do like the uniqueness of both of them. I hope to see that more in the future for the rest of the Aerialbots, as obviously we are getting Silverbolt, but the other two I really want to see how those turn out as well. Here we have another combiner type character, that being Wild Rider, and Wild Rider to Slingshot, they do scale around the same size. So basically, all the Combiner Deluxe classes are probably going to scale around this size, as we are going to get the Constructicons and the Combaticons later this year. Here's how he scales next to Optimus Prime, Cliff Jumper, our Studio Series Jazz, and if you guys missed out on this figure around 4 years ago, you guys could buy him again practically at anywhere such as Walmart, Target, and GameStop as of the moment right now. So if you guys never picked up this figure, I suggest you head to your local store and get one now. And here's how he scales next to Bumblebee. Here's how he scales next to Ratchet. Here he is with another jet transformer, that being Starscream. And finally, here's how he scales next to Megatronus. Now for Slingshot's transformation, it is very simple. So sit back, relax, grab your Age of Prime Slingshot figure, and follow along. And there we have Slingshot fully transformed into his awesome rocket form. Now his rocket form does look like a rocket, but at the same time it looks like a jet. So honestly, I can't really decide if it's a rocket or a jet. I'm just going to say it's a rocket. But overall, his rocket mode looks very, very lovely. I really do like how it looks. The paintwork on it looks lovely, and the sculpt work on it just looks amazing. How this was all part of the robot form, and now it's all part of the vehicle form. Looks really nice. I do like the nose cone. It's very bright, very glossy. And I do like the Autobahn insignia, and this is spot on accurate to how he did appear in the G1 show, so I really do like that. And I really do like all the little details that we do get. I really do like this little gimmick that on the back of his head you could activate this little wheel right here, and it could stand as landing gear. And there are two little wheels right here, one right here and one right here, and this one right here. Even though they don't actually roll, but they do stand as like temporary landing gear. And it looks very, very cool. It kind of reminds me of the 2007 Blackout figure that did have that feature. Unfortunately, mine did break down, but yeah. Not to yap around here, but I'm just going on with the review. Here we are with his weapon accessories. His weapon accessories could attach on any of the ports on the vehicle mode, either these two or the ones on the wing. Personally, I like the ones on the wing because they do give off this like fighter jet vibe. But if you want to go for something more neutral, you could go for the middle. But overall, yeah, that's how Slingshot transforms. This is how Slingshot and Air Raid scale next to each other, and honestly, they are around the same size. In fact, I feel like Slingshot is a little bit wider due to the wingspan, but overall, they are around the same size. If you have them both, you know what I mean, and they look really, really lovely. I really do like how they look together. You could have all of your airplane transformers in like a hangar and stuff, and it looks really cool. And I can't wait till they release Silverbolt and the rest of the Aerobots, and we can complete this little 5 trio of Aerobots. This is how Starscream scales next to Slingshot. And honestly, Starscream is way bigger. I'm not so sure if this is accurate to real life or the show, but I believe the robot modes are mostly to be accurate to themselves, not really the vehicle modes, because there's a lot of morph transforming in the Transformers G1 show, and a lot of things weren't in scale to their actual counterparts. But overall, yeah, this is how they scale if you have the Starscream figure and our newly released Slingshot figure. Now for my final thoughts on the Age of Prime's Slingshot figure. I really do like this figure. This figure is really fun to play around with. The transformation is easy. You can complete it in around a minute. It's really fun. The articulation is really, really nice too. It's really fun to play with. Scales perfectly with your other G1 figures if you have some. I really do like it. I got this guy for around $15 at Target because I used some deals. But overall, you guys can get them at $25 at Target for regular retail price, $25 at Walmart for retail price, and $25 at GameStop for retail price, or any online retailer there is for retail price. But obviously the deluxe class for this figure is $25. Now, I really do recommend this figure for anyone wanting to start the Transformers collection, as it's a really, really lovely figure, as well as the other figures as well showcased in the video. They are really lovely, and I recommend them to anyone who wants to start the Transformers collection. Now, this figure is really, really good, and it's a really strong entry into the Age of Primes line, similar to Air Raid and Megatronus and other figures have been released. I feel like this entry is very strong, and I feel like a lot of people are going to have to collect these, and I feel like this is going to be a really, really fun figure to collect. Now, that about concludes my video. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you thought of it. Tell me what you thought of the figure in the comment section down below. And the words of Optimus Prime,
transform and roll out!